excited to chat with you all a bit today a bit more about what we're building with VibeOne and how it works. As the logo outlined, our platform expedites the most time-consuming, tedious, and high-volume work you and your team need to do so you can focus on the important things, which is making the decisions that will drive you forward. There's so many different ways to approach evaluation. The sheer range of what you might need to understand is vast, and that's part of what makes VibeOne so powerful. It's modular in nature and can be customized for different use cases, indications, modalities, development stages, or any other facet of drug development that's critical to helping you understand your pipeline, the landscape, and where you should focus. Now, I'll go into each facet more in depth shortly, but here's an overview of largely how VibeOne works. Based on our use case, we'll create a custom data schema from our proprietary library of attributes and can build custom new attributes for anything else you need to capture. We know every company has its own mental models and priorities, and VibeOne was built to be flexible enough to incorporate them. So with that data schema ready, we can then ingest any and all program data you have available, supplemented by our own data curation team. After running through our data ingestion process, it's turned into stable, usable, structured data available to review and run through our various analysis workflows into shareable outputs and deliverables. To go into a bit more detail, when you give us your program data, which can include data rooms, press releases, journal articles, and any other documents you have, VibeOne then curates, sorts, filters, and prepares that unstructured data for our AI tools to extract the relevant information, as defined by you in your use case, which then flow into your schema. This allows you to turn huge volume of documents relatively instantly into readable data. And now that we have that clean data, we can run our evaluation analysis tools on it. These are likewise modular and customizable. Whatever you need to understand, whether that's which of your candidates is most worth developing, what manufacturing risks, just for example, might be present in a drug you're looking at in licensing, or data gaps as you approach regulatory filing, we can compose a unique workflow to distill that. That modularity and flexibility extends to deliverable creation as well. We can quickly and easily assemble our analyses and relevant data points into common deliverable formats, including summaries, slide decks, scorecards. But templates aren't the limit. We can also customize deliverables to whatever format is most effective for your organization's knowledge sharing. I've also now said a lot of words, so I'm going to jump into a quick demo of the foundational parts of VibeOne so you can see it in motion. All right, now we're looking at VibeOne, and I'm going to demonstrate some of the capabilities, focusing mainly on that unstructured to structured usable data process. Normally here you'd see a whole library of assets that we're working on, but for our course today, we'll be starting with a blank slate, an example program that we've put together from publicly available data for a DMD treatment, which includes press releases, conference posters, and journal articles. So let's go ahead and create that data store. I'm going to create a new program. We'll need to give it a name. Those aren't semantic. It's just to help you track and identify names. So we can use a generic one. Let's call it DMD candidate 1. And now I'll go ahead and add the files. So I'm going to go to my file browser. As you can see, we've got a whole jumble of things, including slide decks, posters, press releases, as well as some JSON. So I'm going to go ahead and upload all of that. All right. All looks good. Hit next. Review it. Still looks good. And we're good to go. All right. So this process varies in length depending on how much data is being ingested, but for a small case like this, it's about a minute. For larger data sets, that may go up to a number of hours, exponentially faster than a team trawling through hundreds or thousands of documents manually. All right, and now we are ready to go. So I'm going to click in, and now we're ready. As you can see, we have a table of the clinical and preclinical studies conducted containing the attributes we've chosen to help us understand this asset. This includes some of our baseline attributes, such as kind of basic information about a trial patient population. And because DMD is a degenerative muscle condition, we likewise develop specialized custom attributes to ensure we've got all the data we need to run our analysis. The data itself you'll see is pretty basic. This is just a quick light example. We can adjust attributes to reach whatever level of detail or depth necessary and available within the data. So let's look at an attribute answer. Let's say I want to know more about the adverse events in the second clinical trial. I'm going to click in, and I'm just going to ask, please provide me a list all adverse events in the second clinical trial. And there we go. I could continue to drill in a little deeper and ask more questions about the adverse events. But as you can see, we do have this detailed view of the data within this asset and free-form ways to drill deeper as you need to, cited directly from the data you uploaded originally. For any given response or extraction within VibeOne, we do always maintain a citation. We Traceability and transparency are critical to the work we do, and so we want to make sure everything can be vetted and verified. The last thing I'll note is our export functionality. I won't showcase that today because we haven't built a UI around it, but it gives us the ability to export data into common formats such as Excel or CSV, as well as feed directly into our analytical workflows, which I'll talk about in a moment. And so these are just a few examples of the kinds of insights and analysis Vibe can provide: prioritizing candidates, whether that's generally or specifically, and providing rationale, identifying CMC risks and mitigations, and key summarizations of the programs in question.